Welcome to Video Game Leaks, everybody. Chaos here, and today we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about Sonic Frontiers and the massive story leak that came out. So spoiler alert, if you don't want that plot spoiled, you should probably not watch that part of the video. And we are also going to talk about Titanfall 1. And you say, well, Jimmy, Titanfall 1's not relevant. Well, no, but we actually have a leak with solid sales numbers on how that game actually did, and it's interesting, and a couple other big games from the past as well. So make sure you guys are subscribed, make sure you have those notifications on, and let's go. Titanfall was the first game to be developed by Respawn after the team at Infinity Ward employees decided to break off and do their own thing. I still remember going to the Respawn studios and being at the Titanfall early capture event. It was surreal. Now, the gameplay was incredible. It was addicting. A lot of people weren't happy about the $60 price tag. That was effectively a multiplayer-only game, but whatever. I mean, that was on top of the fact it wasn't available on the PlayStation console, meaning Titanfall 1, it was a bit of a financial flop. But it sold well enough to warrant a sequel. Thank goodness. But up until now, we didn't have solid numbers. Lucky for you guys, we actually found hard data of Titanfall 1 sales as well as a couple other bigger games that have never had their sales data officially released. It was noticed a couple days ago that a LinkedIn account belonging to Kim Tenney started revealing curious information. Now, Tenney is a creative strategist and project manager director with a wide variety of projects in her portfolio. One part of her profile reads, spearheaded 60-plus marketing campaigns for Xbox and Nintendo title launches with individual budgets up to $225K, generating over $100 billion, that's not right, $1 billion in game sales. Now, select projects included Halo 5, 6.6 million units sold, becoming the fastest-selling Xbox One game to date. Titanfall, 3.1 million units sold, and Mario Party 10, 2.25 million units sold. This is the first time we have actually seen official sales numbers on the first Titanfall game. And 3.1 million units? It's more than I thought. Whenever we hear about Titanfall 1's financial disaster, I always imagine the sales being around 1.5 million or maybe 2, but not over 3 on a brand new IP from a brand new studio at the time. Now, granted, the game was published by EA and they probably had much higher expectations, but for a brand new IP, 3.1 million is nothing to sneeze at. That's probably why they warranted the sequel. The sales numbers for Halo 5 are interesting. 6.6 million units for a mainline Halo game, that's very low. It is, for reference. Halo 3 sold 14.5 million. Halo 4, 8 million. Largely didn't matter, it was hated by the community. Halo 5 only managing to sell 6.6 million copies. That was probably a bit of a shock to Microsoft. Now, I know 6.6 million is a huge number, but not when it comes to Halo. Now, let's switch over to Sonic Frontiers. It is the latest in the line of attempts to revive our Blue Hedgehog. Now, the gameplay looks cool, the graphics look strangely kind of good, and it has a mystery of a story. And if the previous Sonic games are anything to go off, we can probably expect something completely outlandish and insane. But what if I told you guys we have a full plot leak recently that appeared on 4chan, and I'm not lying to you when I say it's one of the strangest things I've ever read in my entire life. There is no source on this, and many people on Reddit have dismissed it as fake, which I get it, but with how ridiculous games like Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06 were, I don't know, I may believe it. The leaker claims Sega's goal with Sonic Frontiers is to officially link all the previous versions of Sonic together in a single coherent story. How? It's got to be the most absurd way they could have possibly thought up to do this. So take it all with a huge grain of 4chan salt. But here is your potential plot leak. Spoiler warning, here we go. It reads as thus. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles and Amy start getting strong feelings of deja vu. They then start to experience flashes of memories that don't line up with their lives and hearing voices that seem to be coming from another dimension. They start to feel that something isn't right with the way their reality is unfolding. There's an artificial nature to their world that they've never noticed before. They start to notice patterns in the way things happen, predicting events and noticing formulas. Turns out classic Sonic and modern Sonic are from the same world, same dimension. It's been 20 years since they've seen the classic games cast. Modern Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles and Amy then discovered they were creations of Eggman, meaning they are not actually the original cast of the classic games. Instead, they are mutated superior clones with artificial memories of being the originals. Eggman also implanted memories of Eggman being a good guy and the classic versions of themselves being evil doppelgangers, which they successfully destroyed years ago. You heard me correctly. Modern Sonic murdered classic Sonic before Sonic Frontiers began. However, experiencing a world contradictory to the memories Eggman planted in them managed to give them free will and consciousness, allowing them to express remorse for their actions and act similarly to their real counterparts. They rebelled against Eggman. While the villain wasn't able to defeat them, he was able to suppress their short-term memory and suppress their knowledge of the original Sonic cast, which is the real Sonic cast. So it turns out Eggman trapped them in a simulated world that's linked to their conscious minds, where they can live as who they think they are, safely contained. So if you're still following me, we're going to continue because it gets more confusing. We have a Sonic multiverse here. This battle puts the last few Sonic games into new perspective. Turns out Sonic Generations, Sonic Mania, and Sonic Forces all took place when the simulation started to break down and manifest modern Sonic's subconscious memories of the real original Sonic into the form that his mind could process. This is how the discrepancies between the different versions of the Sonic cast will be explained. Modern Sonic perceived the original Sonic as his past self. Then, I'm lost. I mean, until Sonic Frontiers finally forced Sonic to face the reality that he killed the original Sonic. All the modern casts like Shadow, Cream, Blaze were AI-generated holograms designed to keep modern Sonic and friends engaged in their fictitious reality and keep them stagnant, though many of them gained true sentience through prolonged activision combined with Sonic's friendship. Now in Sonic Frontiers, Sonic finally manages to wake himself up and re-enter his real world, so it's the Matrix too. His main goal is to find out where the bodies of Tails, Knuckles, and Amy are hidden so he can free them. He has a mental link with them, meaning they offer him direction so he can free them from captivity. Now, other main characters, modern characters, will join Sonic through a cybernetic interlink, some trying to help him, others trying to slow him down. Some classic characters like Ray and Fang will be present as side characters, but they'll be terrified to see modern Sonic, since in their eyes, he's basically the Terminator. At the end of the game, Sonic saves the world from Eggman, frees his friends, and gives his holographic friends real bodies. The spirits of the original cast are able to pass on in peace, coexist with living classic characters. The leaker closes their info dump with their belief that Sega's intentions with this game is to officially unify the classic and modern timelines. But since Sega is made up of a bunch of, well, people that are just really, really creative, this is their story. So there you have it. That's the alleged plot of Sonic Frontiers. Quite frankly, I'm speechless. You're telling me modern Sonic is actually some lone, unknowing assassin with artificial friends who's feared by the classic games cast, and he murdered classic Sonic and we never knew it. Okay. I know it's kind of a trend right now to kill off classic characters and replace them with new versions of themselves, but this would be the most insane example to date. What do you guys think? Actually, it sounds kind of cool now that I'm thinking about it. Do you think this is the direction Sega decided to go with Sonic Frontiers, or do you think this is just too outlandish and too far to be real? Let me know, and I'll see you soon.